All right, everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Tuesday, October 6th. My name is Athen. Now, we are in this third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which is a very important month here of these eclipses, and we just had that lunar eclipse in Pisces. So the third quarter phase is about integration. It's about continuing to move forward with, in this sense, the spiritual energies of rest, relaxation, compassion, presence, spiritual guidance, inner guidance, unfolding and applying that to the daily sphere of things. So that's the general energy today. The moon is going to be in Cancer while the moon does square up to the sun here. So this is an energy about connecting to home, connecting to family, the past, our roots, the emotional body, and finding the middle path with that, because I think naturally we'll be concerned with that. And seeing how we can implement a healthy dose of emotions, of reflection, of spending some time at home can really go a long ways and be very constructive with this solar cycle right now at the moment, lunar cycle. So with that being said, there are some very important transits going exact here today. A lot of the ones I talked about yesterday, some challenging ones and some easy ones, as you can see here. The sun squaring up to Pluto exact about midday for most of us, followed by Mars opposing up to Neptune in the evening time period. So we'll start with the challenging ones, those two, and then we'll talk about the support, the easy aspects. With these, the sun, our self-expression, our creative passions is squaring up to Pluto, which is about change. It is about non-attachment and drawing the line sometimes. So if maybe there's something we're creating, something we're expressing here today that really needs that line drawn or needs some change done with it, it can be a good day of doing that. However, bringing that attention to the heart center, being centered is so important with this kind of aspect, so that it is coming from the right place, so that it does remain constructive, and we are bringing that observational awareness to what it is we are changing and expressing here today. So I feel like that's going to be a very important transit, as well as Mars opposing up to Neptune. Now, this one is a little bit less in terms of what we're actually doing. Here, Neptune, the planet of rest, relaxation, spirituality, going with the flow, opposing up to a planet that is pretty much not about those things whatsoever. Mars is about action. It's about our intentions. It's about getting things done that we will ourselves to accomplish. So there's this balancing point here in terms of what we're intending here today in this early part of the week, along with what is in flow of the divine plan, what is unfolding in the divine process, and finding the middle path with that, being okay with that, maybe even getting some of that rest and relaxation if there's been a lot of Mars energy for you lately, or if there's been a lot of Neptune energy, of the tranquil kind and spiritual kind, maybe bringing in more of that Mars, which is the intention, the directness, and asserting ourselves. But in either case, just like with all the slow-moving planets, it's so important to be heart-centered. It's so important, especially with Neptune, to be present and to be aware of what our actions are today and what we might be asserting here today. And then through that, this can be a great day for actually getting things done. Challenging aspects become very constructive. I mean, these are the real, fuels of the fire in our life. And without them, we don't necessarily get motivated. We don't have that push. We don't have that drive to do a whole lot of, change or things in general. So it's always very constructive. All these aspects are always pushing us towards a more fulfilling life path, at least a spiritual, in this sense, spiritual life path. And Pluto is getting rid of some old modes thinking, some old modes of self-expression, and maybe even needing to make some major changes today that will facilitate this life path energy. Now, I'm emphasizing the life path because this week is very much associated with it. It's associated with the North Node. This whole lunar cycle with these eclipses is all about the North and South Node energies. And that's what these eclipsing months really signify. So with the support here today, Saturn has been sextiling up to the North Node, which has been this slow and steady approach to our life path, to the future. And that's an opening. That's a gateway. Now Mercury conjoins the North Node, which means Mercury will be sextiling up to Saturn. And this configuration is going to be activated by the moon in harmonious aspect, which is very nice, actually. So with that being said, Mercury retrograde, this is the big emphasis. Mercury's retrograde, he's going to go direct on Friday. And while he does, he's right over this North Node. So there's a lot to learn about the future right now. There's a lot of things perhaps unfolding in our daily lives regarding our future, our life path, what's unfolding. And so being open to modification, being open to change, being open to learning is really the best way to work with a retrograde Mercury over the North Node like this. And what's so nice is with Saturn in harmonious aspect to this position, it can be easy to do that. It can be easy to be patient, to see the big picture, and all of that, determination that's so important in our life path and in the future that we are learning so much about this week. So I think the emphasis is going to be, a mixed bag. I think it's the challenging aspects that I talked about, but again, it can be very constructive. It can be a day of change for sure. It can be a day of getting things done and having that present awareness and relaxation in the process. And with Mercury and Saturn and the North Node, there's things shifting. There's a lot of things, perhaps some new information coming about the future that is creating the changes that are continuing to happen this month. Now, one thing I want to mention, as we go into the next couple weeks, Jupiter is going to be trining up to Pluto, which is a very nice aspect, actually. This is all about support to change. And I think especially as the day unfolds and into the rest of the week, there is this optimism about change. And I think the more we're open to that, which I think we naturally will be, then the more expansion there is. And that's just the nature of this aspect. I think there is optimism. I think there is, willingness to see things in a different light. And naturally through this can be opportunities. This can be some positive changes in our life path unfolding here for the next couple of weeks. But it's a slow transit. It's two very slow moving planets. So this will be over the next couple of weeks. But that positive change is coming into the picture more and more as we go into the rest of the week. All right, everyone. So I hope you guys have a great one. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.